Hello everyone, this is what we're going to do today. So let me test a movie on a web browser. So raining text effect like this. This is the famous movie, The Ghost in the Shell, and then I animate it using the graphic symbol and some twins. So please don't forget to subscribe and set the notification for my latest video. And let's get started. Okay, so we're going to create a new document, 600 pixel by 750 pixel and 24 frame rate, and platform type, either one's fine, HTML5 canvas or ActionScript 3.0, doesn't matter. Okay, so I'm going to use this. And then I'm using this site because I'm going to export as an MP4 file so I can post on my Instagram. So create it. Okay, and let me double click hand tool so I can make this document fit to window. And my stage color, I'm going to change it to black. So first the thing is we're going to have the text animation first. So that's the kind of a main thing. So first the thing is choose your type tool, text tool, and type maybe one letter, capital letter A. Okay, in white, and the size, I don't know, maybe 60 is too big, maybe 50 point. Okay, so once you type that just one letter, capital letter A, like this, what we're gonna do is, still my letter is selected, go to modify and convert to symbol. I'm going to convert this letter as a symbol. Let me name it as a letter, and then type is going to be graphic symbol, not movie clip symbol, just a graphic symbol, and OK. And then double click your converted letter A. You see that graphic symbol here? So we're in graphic symbols editing window now. Now I'm going to type the entire alphabet. So there are about 26 alphabet letters. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to insert a keyframe by clicking this 1, 2, up to 26, 25, and 26. Okay, and then on each keyframe I'm going to change the letter from A to Z. So let me choose my text tool again on my frame number 2, B, frame number 3, C. So same way, I will go up to Z. And let me fast forward this part. Okay, so I'm done. So let me play it. A to Z. Okay. Now, I'm going back to my main scene number 1. See? So this is my main scene. So the letters, the numbers of letters we need is 10, ghost shell. So what I'm gonna do is, in my main scene, I'm selecting my graphic symbol, letter A, and then hold down the option, click and shift. Let me make a copy. Oops. Five. Okay, so there are 5 letters. And I'm going to select all, and then let me make another copy like that. Okay, so nothing's happening yet. Okay, and then I'm going to allow to have about maybe a 5-second at this point. So let me highlight 5-second mark here, and then hold down the control or right click. You will see this, the drop down menu, and let me insert the frame. Okay, so let me play it and see what happens. it just keeps repeating A to Z, 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 and it ends on letter P. Okay, now next thing is select everything, and then also please leave some space in between 5 and 5 letters, because we're going to have the triangle logo at the end. Okay, so now select your entire layer and go to modify. We're going to assign one layer per letter. So go to timeline and distribute to layers. Okay, now scroll down. Let me go back to the very beginning. Okay, then what I'm going to do is I'm going to start from the 2-second mark, maybe on number 50, frame number 50 here on the bottom layer, which is my first letter. Okay, here now on frame number 50 on the bottom layer, insert a keyframe by clicking this button. And then 5 more on 55 frames on my second layer from the bottom, keyframe. Now 60 on the third layer, 65, 70, 75, keyframe, 80, keyframe, 85, keyframe, up, I have 2 more layers, 90, keyframe, 95, and keyframe. Okay, so it looks kind of a little weird for now. Okay, so first, I'm selecting the first keyframe of my first very bottom layer, which is supposed to be letter G. Okay, now as you remember that each letter graphic symbol has the entire alphabet from A to Z. So what we need to do is, watch this, highlight the keyframe on frame number 50, and then click on your letter. On your properties panel, you see this looping option. So what I need to know is the letter G is 7th letter in the alphabet. So let me type number 7. See, it turns to letter G. And then once it hits that frame, I want to make it stay by clicking this button, play single frame for the graphic. So G is fixed. Now, next one is letter H. Letter H is the 8th letter. So click on your letter on your stage, and then first 8, and fix the position. Frame. And the third one is letter O. Click on your letter, and then letter O is 15th letter in the alphabet, and lock. And the letter S, ghost letter S, is the 19th letter. Select the letter 19 and play single frame. And next one is supposed to be letter T. Letter T is 20th letter. And play single frame. Now up. Next letter is supposed to be shell, so that's supposed to be letter S. Letter S is 19th letter. Play single frame. Next one is letter H. Click on your letter. Letter H is 8th letter. Play single frame. Next one is E. Letter E is, click on your letter, 5th letter in the alphabet. Play single frame. Next 2 is the letter L. So click on letter L, it's already 12, and play single frame. And the last one on the very top layer, select your letter, and 12. Play single frame. Okay, and see what happens. Let me rewind it and play it. See? Yep, it is working this way. And then, next thing is, it is okay, but it is not very exciting because everything's happening at the same time. So what I want to do is, I'm going to highlight the 1 second mark, which is frame number 24 on the bottom layer, and then let me move it up, all the way up, and hold down the shift key and click on the frame number 24 on top layer. So I'm highlighting all 24 frame and insert the keyframe. Okay. Then, now highlight the top layer, scroll all the way to the bottom, hold down the shift key and select the bottom layer. Okay. So I'm selecting an entire layer and entire time segment. And then place your mouse cursor somewhere in between any layer between 1 and 24, so anywhere here. Then hold down the control or right click and create classic twin. Okay. My playhead is still at the very beginning here. Now select everything, all letters, move it up, somewhere here, very top, or even you can move up to the out of the stage. Then, still my 10 letters are selected, and in your properties panel, you will see this color effects. Choose the alpha and set to 0. So what's going to happen is letters coming down, fading in, and set the position. Okay, it's not too bad, but it'll be even more interesting if I give some kind of little different time difference in between each letter. So let me rewind it. What I'm gonna do is, I'm not gonna touch my very bottom layer. I'm gonna leave it as it is. My second layer, click on your layer and it will select your entire segment and drag it to the right, like the 5 frames more, 5 or 6. Maybe somewhere here, like this. Oops. Now third layer, 5 more. And the next. Just keep going. So we're making some kind of stairs or steps. Okay. Scrolling up. So I just keep going, pushing each layer by adding 5 or 6 frames more. Almost there. And the last top layer. Okay. And let me rewind it, play it. Isn't it cool? Falling like a raining letter, and then each symbol is kind of keeps looping. But problem is, I only see the letter L at the end. Okay, so we just need to match the time. So my last frame is 175 in my case. So let me highlight the same numbers of frame on the second frame from the top and scroll down, hold down the shift key and select the bottom layers, the same frame. Then by holding down the Control or right click, insert frame. Let me play again. So letters falling or raining like this, keeps looping, and it set the position, the ghost shell. Okay, so far it's good. Now I need to have the triangle and then in the middle. So let me scroll all the way up in my timeline panel, select the top layer, and then add a new layer on very top of everything. I'm going to insert a new keyframe at the frame where the last letter L settled down. So highlight that frame, insert the keyframe. Now let me draw a triangle. So please choose this polygon star tool. Once you choose your polygon star tool, you will have that kind of option in your properties panel. So number of sides will be 3 sides. So because I'm trying to make that kind of triangle. So let me draw triangle, maybe like this. Oh, and then no fill, just a stroke color only. Let me make it, place it here, like that. Okay, and then I'm going to type the word in the. I think this is way too big. And I'm gonna use a different font for that. I was using Helvetica. Okay. And then make it smaller, about that size. I'm not sure. Let me place it. Looks good. In the. Okay. So ghost in the shell. Okay. So now on top layer, select that frame, the one we have triangle and the word in the middle of triangle. Now maybe a highlight frame number maybe 155, 157, maybe around the 10 frames between maybe a 5 and 10. Let me try 160. Okay. Then insert the keyframe. Then place your mouse cursor in between 150 and 160 and hold down the Control or right click and choose Create Classic Twin. Okay. Now on frame number 150, here, choose your free transform tool, hold down the Shift key and make it bigger and move it up a little bit, just like that. And then also I'm going to change the color effect to alpha down to 0. So it is fading in and scaling down. And then also let me highlight that frame, the keyframe again, and then in your properties panel you're gonna see that the ease option. I'm gonna set to -100. Okay. So let me play it, see what happens. It's kind of a little bit slow, but once I test on my browser, it's gonna be okay. So it goes shell and boom, like this. Okay, let me test the movie again. Isn't it cool? But as you can see that it keeps looping and then I want to make it stay a little longer than this. Okay, so back to here. What I'm gonna do is I'm going to allow maybe around 3 seconds, between 2 and 3 seconds. Let me highlight the 10-second mark, which is 240. Scroll all the way down, hold down the shift key, click on the frame number 240, then hold down the control or right click and insert the frame. Okay, so let me test the movie again. Command return. So raining, goes to shell, settle down, and boom, stay 1, 2, 3, and again. Okay, so it looks good. So the only thing now I need to do is I need to add the background image. So the background image is I made a link in my description so you can download it, which is this. Import to the library. The file's name was ghost_shell.jpg. So you're going to see that here, this one. What I'm going to do is I'm going to highlight the very top layer and add new layer on top, and let me move this down to the very bottom of everything. Okay, and then let me place my ghost_shell.jpg here. Let me zoom out a little bit. Okay, so I'm trying to locate it. Maybe I'm somewhere here, the visually center. It really doesn't have to be accurate. Just like this. Okay, and then let me highlight in the 2-second mark or the frame number 50. Let me do a frame number 50 and insert a keyframe on this bottom layer. Then place your mouse cursor somewhere in between 1 and 50 in this bottom layer. Hold down the control or right click. Then create classic tween. Okay, so nothing's happening yet. So on frame number 50, this keyframe, I'm going to make it smaller. So free transform tool, hold down the shift key. Let me make it smaller to make it fit to my stage size. Maybe about this size. I'm going to place it like this. Little down. Okay. Then so it's kind of getting smaller. Okay. But also at the same time, on frame number 1, I want to have the fade in effect. So on frame number 1, the very beginning of my animation, highlight your image, select your image, open properties panel, color effect, alpha down to 0. So it's going to be fading in and scaling down, and the letters raining. Okay. So this is happening. So let me test the movie. On the controls menu, test the movie in browser. Fading in, raining, goes to shell, and boom. 1, 2, 3. And repeat it. Okay. So it might be a little bit kind of complicated, but if you follow my instructions step by step, it should work. Okay, so I hope you enjoyed this tutorial, and then please don't forget to subscribe and set the notification for my latest video. Thanks for watching, and see you next time.